Om Shanti. Today, 27th August 2023. Avyakt Murli. Revised Murli from 16th November 95. Heading of the Murli is Bab Dada's desire is that the year of the Diamond Jubilee be celebrated as the year of being free from detachment. Today, Bab Dada has come to meet his loving and cooperative children, who constantly have the remembrance of the Father in their hearts. The Father has much love for the children as the children have for the Father. The Father gave a lot of love to the all children equally, but the children imbibe that love according to their own capacity. This is why the Father has to say love and remembrance number-wise, because we imbibe the knowledge number-wise. However, at Amrit Vela, the Father gives number one love from his heart to all the children. This is why the special time of Amrit Vela is specially for the children, because Amrit Vela is the beginning period of the whole day. These children whose heart imbibe love from the Father at the beginning of the day are not attracted by others' love, because their hearts are already filled with God's love. If according to your stage you do not completely fill your heart with love, if your heart is even a little empty space, if you have only imbibed a little love, then because there is still some space in your heart, you are attracted by the many forms of love from Maya, either in the form of other people or in the form of material comforts. Maya attracts you with that love in both the form. Many children ask Bab Dada, why does Maya still come to us? Is that question arise in your heart also? Since you have become Master Almighty authorities, there should be no question of Maya coming to you. However, the reason for this is that at Amrit Vela, the beginning period, your hearts do not imbibe God's love to the full capacity. If something is only a half full and there is still some space in it, there would definitely be some fluctuation. You wake up at Amrit Vela, sit for remembrance, you have that aim, and you even say that you belong to one Father and none other. Do you say this with your heart or with your lips? Ask from yourself. So then, what is the reason why your heart is attracted somewhere else? Your love must definitely be pulled to other people or positions. For this Maya pulls you. Your heart is not completely filled with God's love. Just think about it. If someone give you a diamond in one hand and a ball of clay in other hand, which one would you be attracted to? You would be attracted to the diamond, not the clay. It's a certain, no? It's a good to play with clay, is it not? So what are the waste thoughts? Are they diamonds or clay? You play with clay because you have developed that habit. We used to play with clay, that is waste thoughts, because we used to play with that. Yeah, our habit is that. What are other people? They are just made up of clay, are they not? The clay merges with the clay. They may be beautiful to look at, perhaps because of their faces, their specialities, or their virtue, or you can say, I don't have any attachment, I don't have any love as such, but because of this virtue of that one is very good. Therefore, you are slightly influenced by the virtues. Or you say that one has many specialties for doing service, and therefore because of that specialty of service, you have a little love for that one. You may not say it in words, but when you are constantly have this thought about any person or any material comfort you feel. If this one or this thing were there, it would be very good. This is also attraction. Father is explaining the deep definition of attraction. Who is the best over of that personal specialty in doing service? Is that person, or does the Father give it? Ask from yourself. Who gives it? Is it okay to say that the person is very good, but at the time when you see any specialty, virtue, or service of theirs, do not forget the best over. Those people are also takers, not givers. Without belonging to the Father, could they have developed that virtue or specialty for service? Can they develop it by themselves? Or did they bring that specialty with themselves from the path of ignorance? The specialty in doing godly service cannot exist on the path of ignorance. Point to be noted. On the path of ignorance, they may have a specialty of virtue, but after coming into this knowledge, if they do not fill the virtue or specialty with knowledge, then the specialty or virtue cannot do as much service on the path of knowledge. Virtue must be filled with knowledge. Even a natural virtue has to be filled with knowledge. Point to be keep in mind forever, the virtue should be filled with knowledge in order to doing godly service. So, who is it who fills it with knowledge? The ocean of knowledge, that is Father. The Father. So, who is it a gift from? Who is the bestower? So, do you like the one who take it, or do you like the one who give it bestower? So, why do you chase after those who can only take? You speak very sweetly the father or the dadis, and you say, Dadi, I don't have any attachment at all, none at all, but because of this service, there is just a little. You say that you have only a little attachment and justify yourself in this way. However, no matter whether that attachment is of their virtue or their service, if not today, then tomorrow, where would that attachment lead you to? Some children are even pulled back to the old world by their attachments. But the majority of you do not go as far back as the old world, only a few return there. For the majority of you, attachment takes you towards carelessness. Attachment to the physical bodies or any material comforts leads to carelessness in your efforts. Then you think, well, this happened a little at the all time anyway. You then start to justify yourself to Baba. You just start justifying, explaining to Baba. Baba, you do not exist in the corporeal form, na? You then start to justify yourself. Even Brahma Baba has become awake, and you are just a dot, point of light. We have such large corporeal body, and we have to do everything with our bodies. We have to move with bodies, so we are corporeal, whereas you are subtle and incorporeal. So we need someone in a corporeal form. We may not need many people, but we do need one person. Do you need one person? Do you need one person? Those sitting at the back, do you need one person? Just be careful. Bap Dada is asking whether you need one person. Do you need anyone? Someone says we only need one Baba. Of course, you have the Father, but sometimes many things come into your minds, and so your minds become heavy. Until you make your mind light, you are unable to do yoga. So, what to do? Even the Father has a question. What should you do when your mind is heavy and you are unable to have yoga? What would doctor says if you do not vomit but you do feel nauseous? If your stomachs become heavy, should you vomit or let it all out, or should you keep it in you? What would doctors say? You should vomit it out. Should you not? Doctor also says that you should vomit it out. Acha, they are doctors of the body and all of you are the doctors of the mind. So, doctor of the body have given their replies. Now the doctor of the mind speak. If there is some confusion in the mind, where should you vomit? Would you vomit in front of Baba? Go and vomit in Baba's room. Go and vomit in Baba's room. Just think about it. Would you vomit in front of the Father? If not, then where would you vomit? Tell Baba of a place where you can vomit. Bab Dada takes children's side and feels that at that time you definitely need someone. Tell Baba. What should you do if Father does not listen to you? Many children complain that they told Baba about something, but that Baba did not listen to them and did not reply. So what would you do then? In fact, if your heart are full of God's love, godly powers and godly knowledge, if there is not even a little space, then there cannot be attachment or love for anyone else. Many of you say you don't have any attachment, but we do like them. So what would you call that? You do not have any attachment, but you do like them. So what is it? Should you given so much freedom that you can like them without having an attachment? You can sit with them, talk to them and enable them to do service. You enjoy all of that. Should you given be that freedom? Those of who think that you should allow to have a little freedom because you have not become completely yet and you are still making effort, that you should be given a little freedom, raise your hands. You would not raise your hands now because you would be embarrassed. If you do freely, that you should be allowed a little freedom, you can write a letter and give it to the Dadi privately. Don't say that you just want to speak to Dadi for 5 minutes because time would be needed for that. Just write it on a piece of paper and Bab Dada will hold a gathering for those who wrote the letters. That would be much better. Acha, all of you are saying no, and this is being recorded on video. The video cassette that is being recorded of how you said no will be sent to you. So why did you then do it again? Will Baba have to send it to you? Or will you keep yourself safe? Are you sure? Or you have a little unsure, a little sure? Earlier, you were also told that this is the season to become the Diamond Jubilee. Therefore, you have to create many program of conferences, lectures, melas for the season. However, Bab Dada wishes to make one special program for this Diamond Jubilee. So, are you ready for that? Bab Dada wishes that whatever children he sees in the Diamond Jubilee, whether the child is of 2-year-old or 60-year-old or even 2-month-olds, whether a teacher or a student, whether surrender or being living in a household, you all needed to become free from attachment. All of you together with the Father have taken the responsibility of purifying the elements with your purity in the year of Diamond Jubilee. Is this your thought, or does the Father alone have to do this for us? Are you the companion of the Father? Your hands are a little hesitant in this, and you become clever in this way. Do not do this. Bap Dada wants every child in the world to become free from attachment to the facilities and other beings. You must not have any attachment to the facilities either. To use those facilities is one thing, but to have attachment is something else. So, Bap Dada wants you to celebrate next year as a free from attachment. He wants to hold this function. Will you become his companion in this function? You will not say later that this thing has happened, will you? No matter what the reason is. Even if the Himalayas fall, would you move away from the side of falling Himalayas? So, do you have this much courage? Teacher, you should speak first. You students are feeling happy because Bap Dada is saying something to their teachers. The teachers are always companion to have their cooperation. As you make the progress in today's world, the foundation of purity of all those souls who have called themselves religious souls, great soul, will shake a lot. It was also at such a time at the beginning when Brahma Baba became an instrument that he was insulted. Why was he insulted? It was because of purity. Otherwise, in the earlier life of Brahma, none one, even someone senior in age, had the courage to raise a finger to him. Such was his personality. However, because of purity, he had to take so many insults. The newness of this godly knowledge is purity. You say with so much intoxication that even though cotton wool is living with fire, it cannot catch fire. You issue this challenge. Those who are couple, raise your hands. So, are all of you couple issuing this challenge? Or there will be a small fire, or you will be then extinguish it? You are challenging the world, are you not? You tell the whole world in your lectures that without purity one cannot become a yogi or a jnani soul. This is your challenge, is it not? Those couple who feel that they have an issue, a challenge in this way, raise your hand. It is good. There are many companions in the one group. So, what will you do in the Diamond Jubilee? Become free from attachment. You have already had the year for becoming free from anger. Bap Dada saw many who had a little anger. However, this time he has allowed you to get away with a little of it. To all those who paid attention, whether from this land or abroad, Bap Dada gives even more than multi-million-fold congratulations to those who experience their life to be completely free from anger. The telephones of the intellect of those from the land and those abroad are connected to Madhuban. All of you have a connection with Madhuban, and all of those who had this determination must have experienced receiving extra special help from Bap Dada. Now, don't think that because you have finished being free from anger for a year, homework is completed for a year. Don't think like that. You are free now. No, when you experience yourself to be completely free from attachment, you will automatically free from anger. Why? Why do you get angry? If you are unable to fulfill what desire you have, or you are unable to attain whatever you want to be, and then you get angry. The reason for anger is that whenever your thoughts, whether they are right or wrong, are not fulfilled, you get angry. For instance, you may want to take part in the conference or function that is happening, and you feel, after all, when would I get a chance to go there? You have a desire and you even give a signal for that, but if you are not given that chance, do you then get irritated or not? Okay, you may not have had any gross anger for anyone, but would you not have that waste thought about whoever refused you? So, this is not purity. You are allowed to offer yourself and you give your ideas, but then, having offered your ideas, do not change those ideas into your own desires. When your thoughts take the form of desires, you become irritated. When your thoughts, ideas take the forms of desire, you get irritated, or you still show anger through your words, or those even use your hands or feet. That is a very gross form of anger. However, give your ideas without any selfish motive. Do not have any selfish motive and think that because you said it, it should happen. Don't think in that way. You may offer something that is not wrong, but don't go into why or what, etc. Otherwise, all its companion of jealousy and hatred would also follow. Therefore, if you made the discipline of purity firm, if you have become free from attachment, you won't have any attachment about what should happen. Let it not be. This should happen. If you offer something without any selfish motive, then will quickly reach others. If you offer something with a selfish motive or out of jealousy, that would create further anger. What will the teachers do now? 100% free from attachment. Speak yes or no. Foreigners say, Hanji, you must not celebrate the Diamond Jubilee like that. You have to show some newness in the Diamond Jubilee so that the eyes of the government open and wonder, what is this? They should not be able to say no to anything. Instead, they should offer themselves. It should be just as when the Mahamandleshwars came here, what did he offer? That the Brahma Kumar and Kumaris should run his ashram. He asked for this, did not he? So all of their department should propose that only who run their department. To be able to make this practice is a Diamond Jubilee. However, do you remember your first promise? What do you wish to become? Free from attachment. Only then can all of this happen. If you continue to beat your children, how would your children become good? If you continue to become weak among yourself, how would the Mahatmas bow down at your feet? To a stronger you make the pillar of purity, the more this pillar will work like a lighthouse. Acha. Blessing for today. May you be a victorious jewel whose intellect have faith and thereby stay unshakable even at any upheaval. Detail. Faith and victory are very firm companion of one another. Where there is a faith, there is a definitely victory, because you have faith that the Father is the Almighty Authority and that you are the Master Almighty Authorities. So where else can victory go? Those whose intellect has such faith can never be defeated. When the foundation of faith is strong, no storm can shake it. To be unshakable even in some upheaval is known